Sergeant.
I know. What are we doing here at 1 o'clock on a foggy November morning?
Attention, gentlemen, please. Timekeepers and lap takers to the start. Competitors assemble on the tracks.
Now, for the benefit of those of you who can't read, I shall repeat the rules. You may go as you please for 6 days and nights, finishing next Saturday at 10:30. No spiked shoes. No hobnail boots. No jostling. And the judge's decision is final. £500 and this belt to the winner, the champion pedestrian of the world. Any questions? To the line. And good luck to you all. You ready? Go!
You poor bastards. Why are we here, Sarge?
Because the last 6-day event of this kind ended in a riot, with the building practically dismantled piece by piece. Not to mention some of the competitors and officials.
Seems peaceful enough.
There are still 6 days and 6 nights, and thousands of pounds at stake.
Thousands? £500 first prize, that bloke said.
Ever hear of bookmakers?
Oh, I see. On the betting. Thousands of pounds. Any idea who might win?
Yes.
Who?
One of those two chaps on the inside track. This is the World Championship match, Thackeray. Introducing, and on your left, Erskine Chadwick, M.A., Eton and Balliol, former captain in the Guards, substantial income from the Stock Exchange, reigning pedestrian champion of England, amateur and gentleman. Though he'll still take the money if he wins.
Harvey?
Sir?
Change of plan. Champagne with the boiled fowl at luncheon, and claret tonight.
Sir? Charles Darrell, sometime ostler, sometime brickmaker. The only Englishman fit to share a track with Chadwick.
Easy now, easy. Step right, boys. Spare the hooves.
Sam Monk, best trainer in the business.
What about the coves on the outside track?
Not championship class, I'm afraid. This is the pick of the bunch, O'Flaherty, the Dublin Stag. Good for 400 miles plus, if he's well lubricated with whiskey inside and out. Williams, he's strong. Annoyed a trainer once by winning when he should have lost, hence the scar on his face. Peter Chalk, fought in the Crimea, finds this peaceful by comparison. The rest you may as well forget about.
Holy Mother of God, who are you?
Francis Mostyn Smith.
Get out the bleeding road, Francis Mostyn Smith.
Dr. Mostyn Smith, to be precise.
That's handy. You can fix your own ribs.
I think we are sharing sleeping accommodation, Mr. O'Flaherty.
I'll bet you've never slept with a double barrel before, huh?
And I know the eventual winner.
Chadwick? Darrell?
Harriet.
There's no one called Harriet among the competitors.
He's not a pedestrian, he's the promoter.
Why is it necessary to have 2 tracks? Why do we have 2 kinds of railway travel? Why are our public houses divided into 2 rooms? Why are some of my tickets a guinea and the rest a shilling? First class is reserved for the best. The Union Jack's upside down, Jacobson. I want fresh flags by lunchtime.
I'll see to it, Mr. Elliot.
One of my colleagues, Illustrated London News, he says that 6-day races are more barbarous than bare knuckle fighting.
Have we finished?
For the moment. As soon as I've had a word with the bookmaker.
Oh, you having a bet, Sarge?
Constable Thackeray, gambling is a social evil, gnawing at the vitals of the British Empire.
Over.
Wait here.
He is indeed, Mrs. Darrell. No man in the race has been better trained, I promise you.
That I know, sir. 6 weeks is a long time for a man to abandon his wife. And I suppose he'll need another 6 to recover after.
Don't worry. I've backed him with my own money. Chadwick will be finished by Friday.
Chadwick looks strong.
6 days is a long time. Would you like to see our tent?
Yes, please. Just checking the accommodation.
What's he up to? Going in there with Sam Monk?
Inspecting the accommodation.
She can inspect mine any time she likes.
Look out!
Double-barrel lunatic.
I'm not at all satisfied with the management of this race, Mr.
Jacobson!
The sleeping accommodation is most insanitary. The stench is unbearable.
Dr. Mustine Smith, the last event to take place in this arena was an agricultural show.
And our huts have been erected without first removing the residual waste products of animals. Is that your explanation? Well, unless our huts are scrubbed clean, I shall retire from the race and make a full statement to the press.
Did you hear that?
The essence of the doctor's complaint. Perhaps you make the necessary arrangements by this evening.
I expect so.
I shall be dining at the National Sporting Club. There's 1 or 2 items I'd like you to take care of. Of course. Excuse me.
Mrs. Darrell, I trust everything is to your satisfaction.
Bullshit!
Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
How is it, sir?
Terrible. This isn't athletics, it's a damned circus. Blisters.
I'll put a calf splatter on them. 3 hours sleep and you'll be good for the next 100.
Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Keep it going. Keep it going. Hey, hurry.
Good night, Mr. Jacobson.
when the cold gets you, or in the morning.
Yes.
You're with Chadwick.
Yes. And you're with Darrell?
Right. Now, what are we going to do?
I beg your pardon.
They're going to kill themselves. 117 miles the first day. It's bloody lunacy. Hold your man steady, and I'll tell mine the same. I'm not saying fix the result, just keep it steady early doors, and make it a good finish.
Captain Chadwick wouldn't hear of such a thing. If your man's late, then that's bad luck. We ain't waiting for him.
Right. Sod you as well.
You won't see us for dust.
Just over £260 on the first day. Could be worse. What we need is a good, exciting finish.
I don't think you'll get it.
What?
Luke.
What's he trying to do to us?
Easier running. Why don't you join me? Not at present. Make 600 by Friday. Please yourself.
This race has to continue until Saturday night. Man to man, fight to a finish. What, with Darrell running like that?
He knows what he's doing. He's been in more of these wobbles than you've had hot dinners, Mr. Elliot. Excuse me.
Galloping away like that.
Serves him right. Bound to get the cramps.
Is he going to be all right? Half an hour's rest will be fine. I'm a qualified doctor. I may be able to help you.
Will you call the race off if Darrell retires?
Retired? He won't retire. There are stratagems in this business of pedestrianism. Need I say more?
Could you find Mr. Harriet, please?
Mrs. Darrell.
Mr. Harriet,
What can I say?
tell me how he died.
There'll be a post-mortem at the mortuary this afternoon. Tetanus poisoning has been mentioned, but it's merely speculation.
The question remains, how we rearrange the race.
Rearrange the race?
There's no single competitor who's fit to share the inside track with you.
I agree.
But if, as the reigning champion, you were prepared to take on all comers,
Are you seriously suggesting that I should appear on a track with the drunks and half-wits out there at the moment? Clowns and criminals, everyone.
Mr. Elliot suggests a compensating sporting gesture from our side. £50.
Make it 100.
Mrs. Darrell. Cora.
What was that monk thinking about letting him walk barefoot on that filthy floor?
You could ask him when he sobers up.
I shall sue that man for wicked negligence. And I shall sue you. There are hundreds of witnesses to the filth of the building. If the law allows it, I shall prove you responsible.
Retired?
Sorry, I didn't see you.
Sergeant Cribb, Constable Thackeray, Detective Branch.
Police.
In the interests of accuracy, you ought to put murdered.
Murdered?
Tell me about Charles Darrell.
First-class distance runner. Trained hard. Looked a dead... We looked a cert when I saw him at Hackney Wick. Best trainer in England, Sam Monk.
In the lead at the end of the first day.
Yes.
Mrs. Darrell pays him a visit in the afternoon. She smiles nicely at her husband. What else does she do?
She looked at the accommodation.
You showed her around?
No, the trainer, Sam Monk. Right? Jacobson?
Yes, they were in there about 5 minutes.
Moving on. End of the first day. Darrell in trouble, it says here in the paper.
Blisters on his feet. He took his shoes off.
Retires to his tent at 1 a.m.
Yes.
Starts again at?
Just after 4.
Subsequently collapses and dies. Everyone asleep now? Oh, no.
Dr. Mostyn Smith. He only rests for half an hour at a time during the night. He says he walks better alone.
How long since you pounded the beat, Constable?
3 years, Sarge.
Be a nice change for you.
Constable Thackeray.
Dr. Francis Mostyn Smith.
Good morning.
Good morning, officer.
It's concerning the late Mr. Darrell. You were with him when he died.
Yes.
Did he say anything? Any pertinent statements?
Mostly exclamations of pain. Not fragments. Never happened to me before. What's happened to me?
Never happened to me before. Are you keeping this up for long?
Until 10:30 on Saturday night.
Name Monk.
Yes.
Known him long, Charles Darrell?
2 years off and on.
Good partnership?
The best. We'd have won this, makes no trouble.
He was limping at the end of the first day.
Just blisters had him fixed.
Tuesday morning, 1 o'clock. Comes in here to sleep. Did he eat anything, drink anything?
No. All he needed was sleep.
And you?
Well, I passed the time till 4.
Here?
No. Finsbury Park with a friend.
Lady? Leave the name out of it. For now. So you come back here for the start of the race. Did you give Darrell anything to drink?
I give him a bracer.
What's in it?
Sugar, brandy, licorice.
What else?
That's all.
What else? Stimulants. We're not green, Monk.
Yes.
What sort?
I give him a crystal, some chemical.
What chemical?
The usual. Strychnine. Ivans up a man wonderful.
You're in trouble, Monk. This could be manslaughter, at least.
You can't nail a man for tetanus.
The body of your champion was opened up this afternoon. It contained massive amounts of strychnine.
Does this investigation mean I've got to cancel the race?
Cancel? Whatever for. Keep it going. Everybody's here. Might ask you to extend it into the second week if I haven't finished. Morning.
walking in. Twice as many as yesterday.
Good.
They just want to see who's next.
Never underestimate the intelligence of the public, Wally. Mind you.
Paying him an extra 100 to race against us, did you know that?
We'll make the bugger earn his money.
Double barrel. That's who to watch.
He'll not win.
Scares us to death about tetanus. Chokes us to death with carbolic.
Are you saying he done Charlie down?
All I'm saying is that he's a doctor, and doctors can get hold of strychnine.
On the contrary.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
I didn't know you were a religious man.
First, Monk told the truth about the chemist shop. He obtained a small quantity of strychnine last Friday. He signed for it. Found the rest of it at his lodgings.
Conclusion?
Oh, he must have got the rest somewhere else. That bottle of live now was full of the stuff.
Check all chemist shops. Nice, steady job for you.
You picked anything up, Sarge?
Talk to the bookies. Who stands to win most money? Captain Chadwick.
He's an officer and a gentleman.
Another question. Who's so deeply in debt he can't even place a bet on the race?
Me.
Mr. Jacobson.
Our friend with the bell and the chalk.
Come in.
I'm Mrs. Darrell. Mr. Herriot said I could collect my husband's personal possessions.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Darrell. Sergeant Cribb. This is Constable Thackeray.
Ma'am, we put everything on the bed.
Thank you.
May I ask you a very personal question, Mrs. Darrell?
Of course.
Your husband wasn't suicidal, was he?
No. He had everything to live for. Successful career, happy marriage, a fortune to be made.
No debts?
No debts.
You were both very happy.
Yes, we were both very happy. May I go now?
Thank you for answering my questions, Mrs. Darrell. We may call on you to ask a few more. With your permission. Tomorrow?
If you say so, Sergeant. I don't know why you don't just arrest Sam Monk and have done with it. But then I suppose you know best.
I suppose so. Do I know best, Constable?
Yes, Sarge.
Wake up, you bastard! Sam Monk. They put him in there. Can't mix a drink proper, kills one of the best pathmen ever to put on a shoe, and that's his reward. Thought to himself, Hey, try not to snore tonight, eh?
Oh, Flaherty!
Right.
It's my breakfast time. You're getting out of bedtime.
What day is it?
Thursday. You're welcome to join me in some herbal breakfast.
Thursday. I think I shall have a wash today.
Put something on your feet.
It's like being at home with Mora. me down me petticoat, and hand me down me shawl. Hand me down me petticoat, for I'm off to the linen hall. Mr. Jacobson, there's an unholy smell of gas coming from that end hut.
The end hut's empty in any case.
No, it ain't.
I assume nobody's touched anything.
Nothing. I informed the constable on duty. Dr. Mostyn Smith confirmed that Monk was dead.
Oh, he's been kept busy. Dr. Mostyn Smith.
He told us not to touch the note.
Note? This is to show how sorry I am I did not mean him to die, Samuel Monk. Thank you, Mr. Jacobson, if you'd like to leave us now.
Suicide. Isn't it, Sarge?
Explain why, Constable.
Monk kills Darrell, then commits suicide out of remorse.
No pencil, and a bump on the back of his head.
You think someone killed him?
I find the atmosphere rather oppressive in here. Time for some fresh air, don't you think? You visited the hall in the afternoon. You inspected Mr. Darrell's accommodation with Mr. Monk.
Yes.
And Monday evening?
I dined out with friends.
Who were these friends?
The Dobies.
Address?
Holly House, Gittins Lane.
And you returned back here when?
About midnight.
And then?
Nothing.
I have information that you received a caller after you got back. Probably about 1 o'clock. Early Tuesday morning, in fact.
This is unfair.
You deny that a man came here that night?
I have nothing to answer to these impertinent questions. I would like you to leave this house.
Medical evidence confirms Monk was bashed on the head. Therefore, 2 murders. Name your suspects, Thackeray.
Jacobson.
Motive?
He's heavily in debt. I reckon he could have laid a large bet off the course on Chadwick. He gets worried when Darrell takes the early lead, so he fakes a suicide to implicate Monk.
Next.
Chadwick. And/or his trainer, Harvey. Chadwick stands to make a lot of money. Darrell's going well. Honour of the regiment at stake.
Any more?
Harriet. Oh, it's just a feeling, really, Sarge. Suppose he backed Chadwick to cover his losses on the promotion. Oh, it's a bit fanciful, but...
Any other nominations?
Outsiders, the rest. Any of the Peds. Or might have some side bet that involves getting rid of Darrell from the race. Dr. Mostyn Smith.
Really?
He's got those theories about an herbal diet, so he needs a good result. It's a funny thing that he's always around when people die. A crank, in other words.
Mrs. Darrell?
Oh, yes. I don't exactly know how or why.
Positions at the end of the 4th day. First, Captain Erskine Chadwick. Second, Fergus O'Flaherty. Third, Peter Chalk. George Williams, Francis Mostyn Smith. 2 days to go. I think it could be a very exciting finish.
O'Flaherty. O'Flaherty.
If you don't leave me alone, I'll strangle you, you little bugger.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you bloody should be. is it?
3:45, and your life is in danger.
I know. It starts at the feet and works upwards.
Can't you see it? Somebody requires Captain Chadwick to win the race. Darrell had to be stopped. Now you're second, only 4 miles behind, so you have to be stopped.
So I'm next for the strychnine. Well, let me tell you, my little double-barreled friend, when I feel the spasms coming on, it'll be a mercy and a blessed relief. Because I'll be free forever from you and your bloody safety precautions.
Don't worry. I'll keep an eye on you.
Oh, God in heaven, give me strength.
What time does Captain Chadwick take his lunch break?
Noon for about 20 minutes.
Well, my governor would like to ask him a few questions.
He's not like the rest of them, you know.
Perhaps that's why I want to ask him some questions.
Fact is, Captain Chadwick, I need your help. Now, you're a man of education. Anything untoward happen in the arena, you're going to spot it. Am I right, sir? Now, had you ever run against Darrell before?
Never.
There's no arrangement between you and Darrell or between your trainers as to how the race should be run.
Sergeant, I have no need of prior arrangements with pedestrians who challenge me.
One personal question, sir. I assume you stake some money on the result. Now, if you win the race tomorrow night, apart from the £500 prize money, how much do you collect, sir?
I really don't see how that affects your investigations. However, the answer is £11,000.
I went to see those friends of Mrs. Darrell's.
The Dobies?
They didn't have dinner with her on Monday night. I haven't seen her for a month or more. So she could have sneaked back here, laced that bottle with the strychnine.
I had a word with Chadwick. He stands to win £11,000.
11,000? So he bumps off Darrell because he's ahead, and Monk to make it look as though Monk killed Darrell.
What's that?
O'Flaherty's collapsed.
O'Flaherty? That doesn't make any sense.
Crushed walnut shells, eldest trick in the business.
I understand you need my assistance.
You've been nobbled.
We don't need you, you crazy double-barreled lunatic.
Bucket of water, I think. Why does he call you a lunatic?
He's the one that's always wandering round in the middle of the night. He's the one with the cupboard full of bottles and God knows what else.
Is this true? Tell me about these.
You are looking at more than 50 healthful foods and drinks of my own concoction. Before last August, I'd not walked more than 5 miles at one stretch in my entire life. This week, with the help of these scientifically prepared compounds...
You plan to walk 500 miles and then put these on the market, complete with an advertisement showing yourself in your running costume?
Yes.
You better get back on the track.
Don't you need my help?
Keep him away from me or I kill him.
You'll need to check your compounds, with your permission.
You have my permission.
You got any spare boots?
Yeah. That old suck could be as good as new.
But you'll not catch Chadwick.
Oh, no. I had a chance, you know. He was beginning to crack up. Not used to mixing it with the lads. Still.
Doing well?
Yes, all things considered.
Still worried about Monday. Who put that strychnine in that bottle? Monday evening you weren't here?
No. No, I dined at the sporting club. Mr. Jacobson was in charge down here.
Arrangements for tomorrow. Races finish at 10:30?
Yes, we fire a gun.
Followed by speeches and presentation of prizes for the survivors?
Yes.
Look forward to it.
Come on, give me that.
Go on, get out.
Chadwick.
What is it then? An assault charge?
Could be double murder.
Come off it. I fixed the Irishman's boots, but that don't make me a killer.
Even with £11,000 at stake?
He doesn't need the money. It's just they were roughing him up. Elbow in the ribs, kicking his shins and ankles. Well, Captain fights hard, but he doesn't fight dirty.
So you thought you'd give them a taste of their own medicine?
Yes. Shouldn't have done it. But I'm glad I did.
So who did this?
Some of the punters, probably. Didn't see their faces. Must have backed the Irishman. I don't blame them. Money. It's the ruination of sport.
Reed and Stevens are underpaid. Everything is underpaid. Chadwick in favour at 65 on, underweight Stevens.
Ladies and gentlemen, the World Pedestrian Championship is now in its last half hour.
Hear that, Thackeray? The last half hour. Pulsating excitement swept through the crowded arena.
Yes, Lord.
Sergeant Cribb! Come down here!
He wants us.
Ridiculous. I'm finished for the day.
About £1,000.
In banknotes?
Yes, banknotes and envelopes for the winners.
You left the safe open with £1,000 inside?
Just while I made the half-an-hour announcement. Walter Jacobson was in here.
We still got men on all the doors?
Yes.
Double check. Nobody leaves this building.
Look, if there's no prize money, this lot will tear me limb from limb.
That should draw a good crowd.
Where's old Double Barrel?
Said something about going to get changed.
Getting changed.
Herbal compounds, O'Flaherty! Herbal compounds!
If you can't get out, I'll double the strength on all the doors.
Right, you take the upstairs and I'll take the downstairs, and I'll be...
Jesus, another fashion show.
Varsity colours for the last 10 minutes.
Made in the war.
Gotcha!
Fetch Constable Thackeray and tell him to follow me.
Let's get the nubbins rolling in!
Constable, that way. Hawkins, come with me. We always shuts the gates at 10 o'clock, sir. Management's instructions.
having covered 537 miles, Fergus O'Flaherty. And the winner, the pedestrian champion of the world, having covered 538 miles, receives £500 and the silver belt, Captain Erskine Chadwick.
Well, I think we've earned ourselves a drink.
I think so.
Well, all's well that ends well.
Yes. When you finish your drink, I'd like you to accompany me to Islington Police Station.
Whatever for?
It's the normal procedure.
Our friend's in safe hands.
Good. Mr. Harriet's just about to tell us his story.
What story?
Shall I tell it?
Well, I think you ought to. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Right, you're setting up your world championship. You take a trip to Hackney, check on Darrell's form. Cora Darrell flashes her pretty eyes at you, tells you her sad story, misunderstood, neglected wife. You take her out, she wins your sympathy, and you make your mistake.
What mistake?
You think she's looking for another husband. You decide you want to marry her. And all she's looking for is a man. To pass away the long winter evenings. Anybody will do if he's got a few bob in his pocket.
She told you that?
Jacobson. He had his eye on you. You're not much good as a philanderer, too obvious. We know where you got the strychnine.
Damn you.
When murder was suspected, you decided to provide us with a culprit. Persuaded Sam Monkey must have added too much strychnine to Charles Darrell's tonic. Told him some cock and bull story about legal responsibility. Made him write a note. Worded it to sound like suicide.
I thought that would settle the business.
And all the time, Cora Darrell wanted to keep her husband. You didn't realize that until you'd killed him.
Do you mind if I get changed before we go? I feel a bit conspicuous in this lot.
Understandable. Just come in here a moment. See that Mr. Harriet does nothing silly?
How did you get Jacobson to talk, Sarge?
I didn't. Oh, I made that up.
You said you knew where Harriet got the strychnine from.
I really don't know what's written on these. I haven't looked.
Well, how did you know, then?
We all thought it was something to do with the race, but it wasn't. It was to do with Cora Darrell. And somebody clever enough to persuade Monk to write that note. But no evidence. That's why I went for the confession. The bookies are packing up.
The race is over.
Another reason why we had to wait for the race to finish. Look at that. 10 quid on Chadwick.
I thought you didn't bet. I thought you didn't approve.
I don't, but my wife does. It's her money. I get 10% as the runner. Son. There we are.